All right, welcome back to another gameplay review. This is some footage from a 4-0, 4-5 mini money ball my friends and I have been putting on. It's fun, it keeps things competitive. Clearly, I got some stuff to work on already with this serve. We're going to be looking through, I have my little pen tool here, so we can look through this footage and make some comments. See what I can do to be better. I don't want to keep losing money during these money balls, so doing what I can to make it back. First of all, with the serve, I just want to go frame by frame with this, see what's going on. I mean, look at the bend in my wrist, making contact really close to the body. I don't know if these are bad signs. I'm at least going for a big serve. I'd rather miss far than short, but maybe I think that's just something that I need to start drilling. So being consistent in competitive games is difficult, and I feel like that really just comes from drilling and a lot of experience. Gosh, I'm gonna go back, look at this. They're doing construction on these courts here. This is Carson, my partner, just blowing off a crazy amount of dust. Love these courts, but don't love all the dust going on them right here. So anyway, we're gonna be focusing on these first 4 shots. I guess this one went past those first 4, but I want to go back to that 4th. Ooh, pretty bad. Okay, pretty bad finish there. Let's go all the way back to the 4th, though, because I noticed that's an area where I've been struggling to stay aggressive. If we're looking at the first, where does this land? First shot, not too deep. Okay, a lot of serves in this 4-0-4-5 level, I've noticed, are landing around here. Maybe a little bit deeper, but we're just focusing on getting them in, and I'm clearly not taking advantage of that. I mean, my feet are both behind the baseline when I'm making contact, and I'm stepping through the ball. Now let's scrub forward here. I've talked before, it's a good idea to keep both feet planted while you're making contact with the ball. Thankfully, I had a good return. It was nice, somewhat deep there. Now this 4th, could I have taken this out of the air? Okay, it actually landed pretty shallow, so maybe not. What do I do with it? Notice I'm kind of on my back feet, and I send it back to the opponent across me's feet. I actually feel like this is a pretty good place. His partner probably could have poached that had he read it, since it was pretty high. Would have left, let's say this is Parker right here. Had he came and poached that ball, would have left a lot of space. So on our 4ths, it's probably a good idea to send it straight back to the person back there, since they are far away, as long as we're keeping the ball low enough that this guy can't come over and smack it out of the air. If I'm taking a ball and setting it chest high, that's a juicy ball. He's going to come over and just smack that right back at me. So on the 4ths, try to keep those low. Try to hit them to the person in the back's feet. It sets up a good little dink rally here. And I just want to pause at the end and see what I can do wrong. My backhand volley finishes have been a little rough lately. Okay, let's go back here. So a little hit off the net. Makes that kind of an awkward shot for my partner here. This ball's coming in somewhat high. Now I should be taking this ball since my partner's covering line, but I've noticed it looks like I'm breaking at my wrist here. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. So maybe a good start. I'd like to see my left arm, which is contacting the ball, probably should be a little more straight, so I might be taking this too close to the body. I'll move up a little bit. But immediately, I'm just breaking that wrist. Now, I'll drill this, and my wrist won't break, but then as soon as I get into like a competitive setting, let's look at as soon as I get into a competitive setting, I start to fall back to old habits. At contact, you can see, the paddle is like this. If we look at the paddle head, and then all of a sudden it's turned like crazy. So just got to use less wrists when I'm drilling. And I'm finishing with the paddle. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Notice how my paddle face is like parallel with the ground and the net here. I don't think that's good. I mean, clearly that's a sign that I am breaking at my wrist here. Um, Ideally, when I see people finish, especially at the net, and where you don't want a big, a big follow through, uh, ideally I should be finishing with my paddle either just barely over my shoulder here, or directly in front of my body. Um, so that's just sloppy technique right there. I imagine cleaning that up will help make these points more consistent and keep those in. So no snapping at the wrist and more compact swing, I imagine, are going to help me a lot. Okay, moving forward to the next point. Serve. Let's just stop it here. We're going to go slow for these first 4 points. Again, that serve is landing pretty shallow. Let's see. Carson was pretty set through contact. I guess he was moving through it. His return also landed really shallow. So that's a big area where we can start capitalizing, is maybe moving forward and reading when these serves and returns are landing, here in the kitchen, or here on the serve, here on the return. That's a good sign to stay on your toes, get ready to move up so that we can get into a ready position to make contact with that ball sooner. So his third, he's running through it. So let's see what that does for him. Okay, that ball's landing here in the kitchen. I imagine my partner could have taken that ball out of the air. Another thing I'm noticing at this 4-0 level, a lot of us are letting that ball bounce when we should be taking it out of the air. When we take it out of the air, we're taking away time from our opponents to work their way up to the kitchen. It's kind of hard to see, but Colton right here, I can tell he's pretty far away. He's maybe around here on his side of the court. That's a lot of distance to travel. And by letting it bounce, we're giving him time to take those few extra steps, which has given them a good advantage in the point. But let's move forward here. He has a nice shot, pretty deep and aggressive. Colton is moving and chooses to speed that ball up. Oh, okay. Sadly hits my partner. Let's go back and watch this at full speed, and then we'll come back. The first, the return, the third. Pretty good aggressive fourth there. I just did not expect Colton to speed that ball up. I should have been more ready for this. I'm going to go back a little bit. Because again, Carson hits a nice shot right here. I would have expected Colton to hit something softer, but instead he goes for sort of unassuming speed up. And I just was a little bit uncomfortable there. And they were able to capitalize on that. Now let's look at this too. I did get caught off guard here. Part of that was maybe a late split step. I'll zoom in so we can see a little more clearly here. I wish I would have split step a little bit sooner. You can see as he's making contact, I'm starting to kind of jump. And as my feet are landing, that ball is coming back over the net. So I'm taking away time for myself. I'm not giving myself enough time to react to that ball. Had I split step, I might have been a little bit more ready. Now let's talk about options where I could have put this ball. Well, I'll zoom in a little bit, actually. This seems like the most likely, the best spot to put it, just straight down the middle. I mean, look at all this open space right here. Colton's off balance here. Parker has to watch this side, this half of the net. So I think a good part of strategy would be always looking for good windows to put that ball. Most of the time, I don't think I really think of where I'm putting that ball. I just try to hit it. I mean, you can tell I'm kind of panicking. I'm just trying to make contact with the ball. And where I end up putting it, this guy's a lefty, just right to his forehand. Probably one of the worst spots I could have put that ball. So, good lesson here. Let's see if we can type it, if we can write it out. Look for windows. Look for windows, If my opponent speeds it up, where should I be aiming to put that ball? Now, there's so many things that you can be thinking of during a point while he's hitting the ball. I could be thinking of my split step. I could be thinking, where's my partner? where do I need to be covering this line? Do I need to be covering this middle? And I think a lot of this, if we are drilling more things like split stepping, that's going to be second nature, and I won't have to think about split stepping. If I know, okay, when I'm down the line, I got to cover this middle plus anything like right in front of my body, I no longer have to think about, I no longer have to think about that. I can just focus on where is my target. So there's a lot of stuff, I guess, to think about during a point. But if most of it can be muscle memory, then that gives us a chance to free up some space in our mind to focus on the things that are maybe the most important, like where should I be placing this ball? So next time I'll be looking for windows of where I can hit that ball, so I'm not getting my partner tagged. Okay, let's see if we can watch 1 or 2 more points here. Looks like opponent's going to be serving, so that gives us the return. We'll watch it full speed and then go back and comment. Okay, don't really love when we get points or get rewarded from doing stupid things, but they come. I guess you just got to be grateful for it. So let's see. The first serve. Somewhat deep. I was a little bit more planted. Let me go back. It looks like I'm a little more planted. Still leaning forward into that ball, and that's going to help me get up to the kitchen fast and hit it somewhat deep. Now Colton, he's been working on this third shot. It's solid. It's this sort of, the hybrid drive, hybrid drop. This ball's coming in hot and landing right at my feet. So I cannot let that ball bounce. I probably could have prepared a little bit better. You can see this is not a great position to stand in. I mean, I am low. I got to give myself that. If I'm looking at the angle right here, almost a 90-degree angle, and my arms are straight down, but I'm taking that ball kind of, I guess, just right at my ankle. I feel like ideally I would be leaning more forward. Let me go back here. And I kind of went last second. And you see even like pushed my wrist forward. Ideally I would have got set into a better position. Just going to rewind. And I think, why was that the case? Let's see, where's my split step? I split step after that ball is about over the net instead of taking it right here. So I said, my goal is going to be to work on more split steps. Clearly it still got improvement because my feet were were very close together. I mean, look at the difference in distance between my feet here and my partner Carson. Massive difference. Nice stable base, able to move. I am not in a position to make quick reflex decisions here. So definitely got to keep working on that split step. And you see it's just really nice pace on it, nice shape, and it just drops so low. And I think because I was so late to the ball, I panicked and popped that ball up. And of course, we are at the 4.045 level, so not that uncommon to see. Oh, ball's going out. You can see I was, I think, just laughing at that. We all were. So I think just getting into position on these fourths is going to be the best, and not trying to keep it back so far. I'm pretty sure I tried to push that ball back. But if you're making contact at the ankles, it's just a bad idea. The odds of it being a low shot, the odds of me being able to keep this ball just barely over the net, but still land at the baseline, that would just be insane. I don't know if the physics are there. Maybe they are, but I'm not able to pull them off. If we were to look at better options right here, would be, of course, get set, get into a good position, and then probably nice little soft shot. Just let them come up. On a shot like that, you kind of have to respect it, I think, because I can't be very aggressive with that, especially not off the bounce. Not like with a volley. I could try to go cross court as well, maybe give myself a little bit more margin, a little bit more time. Notice if I go cross court, that ball has to travel farther. So that both gives me a little bit more time to get back and reset. And also I'm going over maybe a slightly lower, I guess if I go here, slightly lower portion of the net. Again, just more margin. A lot of arrows coming out here. But last thing we should be doing with that ball is is popping it up. So good to keep in mind if your opponent is hitting a really good drive drop third, that's a good sign to just respect it, put it nice and low in the corners, because like they still have a lot of ground to cover. They're likely going to be a little bit off balance. I mean, these arrows look short, but if their feet are behind the baseline, they have to run quite a ways in a short amount of time to be able to get to that ball. So every now and then we get lucky, but don't want to make luck the deciding factor for my games. Let's watch one more point. Again, we'll watch it all the way out, and then we'll go back and review it. First, somewhat deep, pretty deep return. Okay, not that interesting of a point here, but I'm trying to see Colton's third. What do we do here? On my fourth, that was solid. Kept it back, kept it low, good amount of pace, which ended up having this pop up here. And my partner was able to put that ball away. So when our opponent is driving, I think I did a better job here. Notice that split step right there where he's making contact with the ball. I notice I am landing on my feet here. I'll zoom out one, which gave me enough time to reach out to this ball. I kept most of my body pretty stable. I've been working on that and not over swinging. I mean, you can see I'm following just in front of the body, which is giving me plenty of time to get ready for that next ball. Now that split step was pretty late. Again, let's move forward. Colton makes contact with the ball right here, and you can see I'm just starting by my feet to lift them up. Let's see how many frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't know what that is, like maybe half a second, maybe a quarter of a second late, which might not sound like a lot, but it takes less than a second for that ball to travel from the baseline to the net. So I'm cutting my time, in half, in a quarter. That's precious time to get there. But thankfully, he had popped that ball up pretty high, and we were able to put that away. So a lot of good stuff to take away here. Again, we're going to be looking for those windows, looking for more opportunities to be aggressive in the next games. Still working on split steps, of course, and I hope you guys learned something from this. I definitely learned something from this. I'm going to continue watching back this footage, looking for more ways that I can improve, and hopefully you guys can learn from it as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.